Stands for still being there. Nobody will fight for you. You have to be a part of the fight if you do not feel comfortable with what you are seeing. That's what that lyrics is saying. Yes, you are still on to the Daybreak Show on Rock City 101.9 FM, the voice of the people broadcasting from Radio House here in Ashiro, Abeokuta. Okay. It's been on for some time now. Before now, a lot of people had thought the cumbersome nature of Section 69 of the 1999 Constitution as amended, which has to do with recall process after giving your elected representatives that power to do the job for you, it should not be over the executives. The governors have Section 308 immunity, which almost means you cannot touch them. Only the House of Assembly can recall them on your behalf. But for the legislators, you can do the recall yourself. Once you're a member of that constituency, you can ask him to come back home. The people of Kogi West have been trying to do that, what appeared to be an unprecedented move in the records of our democracy, at least from 1999 to today. They've been able to climb that hill to what some people say an unreversible level, at the stage in which they can no longer come back. But it appears that there is a brick wall in their front as the National Assembly, the Senate, some people say the colleagues of Dino Melaye, who is being recalled, have said they will have the last say on the issue. Should the accused be the judge and the prosecutor in his own case? That's the question now, and that's the question we're also putting to one of our senior lawyers in this country. Is currently the second national vice president, Nigerian Bar Association, Monday Ubani. Welcome to the Daybreak Show.
Well, thank you, my brother. Good morning. How are you this morning?
Well, thank God. I know it's a busy period for you, so I won't take too much of your time Monday. Yes, the Senate, a couple of hours, told the nation that the Kogi West effort to recall Dino is an effort in futility, and they will have the last say on it. Is this really what the provision of the Constitution says?
That was a very responsible statement for any senator of the Federal Republic of Nigeria to make. Because the law of recall actually is an enact, is a provision of the Constitution, and any senator.
Hello, Monday. Hello.
Of the Constitution of the country, so if any person just out of sheer sentiment makes such a pronouncement, then that person should not be regarded as a serious senator of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. To me, it's clearly illogical, it's clearly wrong, it's based on...
Hello? Hello? Okay, I think there's an issue with that network. We'll re-establish contact quickly with Monday Ubani and get what the legal provision of the issue in question is about. Let's just hope we'll be able to get Dino again. Well, it's going to be me and you this morning after we've gotten the legal interpretation of the process, or opinion of somebody who knows the law better than I do. I'm not a lawyer, but it appears what the Senate are working on is actually the stage, I think that's the ninth or the final stage, which says the INEC, after all the processes have been completed or done, will have to send the letter to the Senate President, who is the person who will now ask Dino to leave the assembly. Some Nigerians have said is a fear, a collective fear on the part of the members, because if the recall of Dino becomes successful, it could trigger off an avalanche of recall process from the other constituents across the country. There are stories that the people of, is it Ondo Central, are also trying to recall one of their legislators. Maybe this is what the Senate is quickly trying to avert. And come to think of it, it could also throw up a lot of confusion into the legislative arm and crisis between the constituent and their representative, and the representative and the governor, or all of the above, as it were. We are having problems re-establishing that contact with Monday Onyekachi Ubani. We have to take a short break and we will be back. It's good to know that we'll have online back now. Monday Ubani, a lawyer. Yes, Monday Ubani, you were talking of the constitutional provision.
Yes, I think the constitutional provision, and I make it clearly on the right track. So what they would do, and which they have done, is they have already laid down a guideline for the process of recall. After the petition has been received and meets the constitutional requirements in terms of percentage of those who are the petitioners, you now have to roll out a timetable to verify all the signatures, whether they are genuine. I think they have rolled out the timetable, so they will go ahead to ensure that the guideline is complied with.
So you don't think there is a portion of the Constitution that gives an opening for lawyers to explore and stop or stall this process?
What will you explore? It's a duty that INEC has to perform under the law. Now, if anyone feels aggrieved, he can go to court, but the court also must listen to INEC, because INEC must exhaust all the process before you can talk about any legality or any breach of your right. Now, if the constitution has said that INEC has to conduct the issue of recall, and you are aggrieved, and you go to court, the court will listen to you and also listen to INEC. It is after the court must hear INEC and the court feels that there is a breach of your right or whatever, the court can call it. There is no question of alleging breach and all that, rushing to court and using the court to stall the process. The point is that you must verify the signature, and they are here to do that. So you cannot just rush to court and ask the court to do what is wrong, what right has been breached. Who has signed petition, and that petition now has been acted upon by INEC. But INEC needs to verify those signatures, whether they are genuine or they are fake. And so if that has not been done, I don't see any reason why somebody should rush to court in order to start the process. So I'm very happy that INEC has the guideline, for the recall process, and they must comply with that guideline. Yes.
Okay, talking about the guideline now, step 9 asks INEC after the whole process to issue the letter of certificate of recall and send it to the Senate President, who will now work out the senator in question. Is this not the stage the senators are waiting for to use to start the process?
When we get to the bridge, let's get to the process of INEC doing their own duty, and then it is meant for the Senate President to do his own. We are watching. This is the first time this particular process is actually being put in place. Being implemented, the recall process. So we want to see how it's going to work out, and then when it gets to where, who is going to stall it. We are all watching. All of us are keen to know how this process is going to end. Either it's going to end in favor of recall, or somewhere along the line it will be stalled, either by judicial process or by Senate process. But we won't watch. So I would like to speculate. Let's get through with the entire process and get where there will be any sort of connection. We cannot know who is actually a cog in the way.
Again, is it not true that this is a tedious process which involves money on the part of INEC, money not budgeted for, because this is another election on its own?
I don't think that money is not budgeted for. They would have known that there's a recall process in the Constitution. So if there's a recall process, you must also make provision for any recall. So if you don't budget it, so it's a very big omission, and it's a mission on their own part. So I would rather blame INEC. But I don't think INEC is complaining of money.
Okay.
To run a perfect system, you have to spend money.
Okay. The other angle is the political hand involved, that This could trigger off an avalanche of recall process across this country, which on its own may not really be based on merit, because like the Kogi issue, will be told that it is the governor whose hand is working. So if you have other governors not satisfied with a legislature or a member of the National Assembly, they could also use this and then bastardizing the process.
That would be speculative. If the governor is not satisfied, or the people, because the concern did not say the governor, it says the people. And the governor alone cannot manufacture the signatures that is sufficient enough to recall any House of Reps or even Senator. It's people that actually that will sign the signature. So if the people now, you choose to be manipulated by a governor, then too bad for them. But if the people then feel that a senator or a House of Rep member has not actually performed to their satisfaction, they should trigger off the recall process, because it's a constitutional provision. So to me, I don't want to join in that argument that governors will begin, because governor has only one signature. He has only one voter's card. So how come that the entire people will be ready, over 50% of the people will be ready to sign for a recall of a legislator if the legislator is performing? If he's performing, people will know that he's performing, and they will not be able to actually gather the requisite signature of people that will recall a member of the House. So I don't want to fall into that argument. Let's begin to probably apply the constitutional provisions, and that will begin to practice it and all that. We may get to a level where it becomes perfect. That is my take on that.
All right, thank you, Monday Onyekachi Ubani, for joining us on the Daybreak Show.
My pleasure, sir. My pleasure.
Okay, well, that's a legal minds angle to the issue. We are looking at what appears to be the end of the road, in quote now, without speculating. The INEC says on their own, actually, they merely fall short of asking INEC to stop that process. According to them, a lot of money is going to be wasted, frivolous, and it may not see the light of the day, because the Senate will have the final say. Is that a sign that they may not support it? We are not speculating now, but let's just look at that constitutional provision for INEC's guideline, handing over the final say to the Senate. How do you see that position? Let's just get your position on that. That last guideline, which appears to be the one that may be exploited. What's your interpretation of that? Is another version, maybe we should say the legislative version of Section 308, which has been talked about by almost all Nigerians. That's the immunity clause for governor, which means once they are elected, once they take that oath and sworn in by the chief judge, they can no longer be touched in any form. Is that another version of that law? Do we just simply think, yes, the guideline on its own, it's good and good to go? Okay, the telephone lines open 08098687 and 0909146967. We're actually attempting to also put that call through to the spokesperson of the Senate, Senator Abdulrazak, yes, to get what he thinks about the whole issue itself. If you can't get Abdulrazak, maybe we'll get Representative Namdas to get his own opinion on the position. Really, it's almost the same process for the House of Assemblies too. Is the same process. I'm expecting your call on 0909146967. The same process for the House of Assembly if there is a recall process. So a letter will have to be handed over to the Speaker, who will now have to ask the person in question and say, excuse me, honorable or representative, your time is out, and shut the door. Very hard thing to really say. If you also want to look at it, maybe those who've been class reps before, and the school says work out one of your own. Interesting. Okay, our Facebook page is also there. So also is the Twitter handle at Rock City FM, and of course 32120, where the short code messages will go, but you have to type ROCK first before you dial your opinion. Yes, Daybreak Show Citizen. We have our first caller.
Good morning.
Morning.
Good morning, Billy. My name is Dr. Uncle from Asheburi.
Morning.
Very interesting topic this morning. Billy, when the people speak with one voice, as it has happened in Kogi State, no Taraki, no Dubara, nobody can stand on the path of the moving train. He might say he may be the Senate President. The Senate President is not the transformer in this country. So let him not arrogate. He's not God. The people have spoken. It's a constitutional provision. Of course, the letter will be sent to him, and then let him play with it. Let him play with it. Let him not think that Baba Oloye or whatever, son of Baba Oloye or whatever, will save him. Nigerians are getting very wise, and people should be very careful. So, on a moral ground, Dino Melaye is as good as gone. Let him not stand on the path of history. History may not forgive him.
So you want him to stand on the path of a negative history, a reference point for what is not too good.
No, hello?
Yes.
I didn't hear you.
You said Dino should not stand on the path of history, and I asked if he should make himself a sacrificial lamb and stand on the path of negative history.
No, Saraki should not start.
Okay, Saraki.
Okay, Saraki.
All right.
Dino Melaye is the gunner. We are not discussing that. The doctor of Saraki, who is putting on the blog now, he better be told he should not start on the path of the people, because history will not forgive him.
Dr. Okom, without being accused of speculating, do you really think that is easy to do for the Senate President now? We all know the rating of Dino in his caucus, in the Senate President caucus, and then he will be the one that will say your time is out.
Let me answer you.
Let's look at the moral and then maybe a little bit of sentiment.
Let me answer you. When people voted for Saraki, it wasn't voted Saraki Melaye. Saraki and Melaye are friends. That ends there. But nobody voted 2 votes, one for Saraki, one for Melaye. They are friends, no doubt about that one. But when it comes to constitutional issues, there is no emotion. And that's why I'm saying that he should not stand on the path of the moving train.
Thank you.
To cross, no matter who he thinks he is.
Thank
so
you.
that other people will be careful when you become a senator, that you don't cross our path.
All right, thank you, Dr. Income. The importance of this is that it will now open up that door for so many aggrieved constituent members to actually recall. Not just the National Assembly members, your state assembly members can also be involved. We hear stories everywhere, every day, where people will say, I don't even know who my legislator is, including the councillors. They can be recalled through the same process. Hello. Hello, morning.
Hello, good morning.
Yes, sir, morning.
Good morning, good morning, Toby in the studio.
Thank you.
Yeah. Bashir Abdulaziz is my name. I'm calling from Abeokuta.
All right, your 2 minutes is up, Bashiru. Hello, Bashiru.
Dele?
Yes, your 2 minutes is counting, please.
All right, Dele, let me quickly make the submission on the issue at hand this morning. You see, some of us do say that our senators are the enemy of the development of this nation. But I would rather say that they are not enemies, but they are also enemies at the same time. One thing I would like to say is about the presidency. The presidency is huge.
We're not looking at presidency. Don't take us away from the topic.
No. Dele, I'm trying to sum up all the imbroglio.
You have 60 seconds to do that now.
All right. The president is in when we need leadership of the Senate for the smooth running of the government.
Hello, Bashiru. Actually, we've gone beyond that level, whether the presidency should wade in or not. We are at the stage in which 2 years into the inauguration, the structure is on, and one of the members is about to be constitutionally sacked by those who employed him. That's what we say here. But whether that is really true is the process that is about to be tested. That's what we are looking at. Unfortunately, Pajiro, you have the short code or a Twitter handle to conclude your submission. Please, you can do that. 32120 for the short code. Just type ROCK, you leave a space and send your message. Hello.
Good morning, Dele.
Morning.
My name is Felicia Johnson.
Thank you.
The fear of the uncertainty is what is now befalling those in the Senate and Saraki as in particular. It is a constitutional right for every constituency to be able to call its representative, and this is what the people from Kogi are doing. And I'm very sure it will see the light of the day, and the Senate cannot stop it because they don't have that constitutional right to stop it. It is only the court. And even the court will be very, very careful, as the lawyer said. They'll be very careful in trembling on this. Senator Melaye has overstepped his boundary, and his people said he should come back home. They want to talk to him. Why is he afraid? He should go back home and listen to his people.
Remember that in politics, there is always other sides to every event or every story. Even if a 100-year-old active politician, let's assume he's contesting, died, there will be reason and why he shouldn't have died.
Yes,
you understand that? Yes, people will talk about why he should not have died and why he should still be alive rather than say his time is up. So there's always other sides to events in politics in Nigeria.
The other reason too is what me and you don't know. It is only the people from his constituency who knows it, and that's why they said he should come so that they will tell him the other side of it. He should go and listen to them so that they will have a free rapport within themselves. If you want to send him back to the Senate, they will send him back. But let him go first. He should not be afraid. All of them are there. They are afraid of the uncertainty. And definitely we shall see democracy in this country. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Politics. Hello.
Good morning to you.
Yes, sir. Morning.
I am Mr. Olakilani.
All right, sir.
From Kuto Abeokuta. I think why we are experiencing this sort of things because the office of the citizen is weak. Because me and you are not being very careful before we vote in the right person. So record Dino Melaye would cost a lot of money, and I believe it is already costing probably millions, billions of naira. I am even saying, because and also the process 5, there are 5 processes in the constitution as I understand. So to recall any legislator back to this constituency. But and if we say they are going to court now, the court may not decide the issue in time. That is one. Then 2, my suggestion is that they should let the sleeping dog lie. There should be a reconciliation between Melaye and his constituency. And really, we have spent over 2 years now or so in office. He has spent. Why not forget the issue? And really, the office of the citizen should settle down and make sure that they don't always sell their votes. Vote in the right person. This is my own
position. Thank you, Olakulani. Here we are. He said his position. Why do you have to recall? Why don't you forgive? Hello, morning.
Hello?
Yes, morning.
Hello, Brother Dele.
Good morning, sir. Yes.
I am Olakiro.
Thank you.
It is not over until it is over.
That's right.
Whether Dino Melaye is a Ghana or not, it is a drama that is being exhibited all along. And I believe there are so many sides to this story. We have the judiciary, we have the constituents, we have the Senate, Dino Melaye himself, and so on and so forth. Like my brother who has just spoken said, it may take a very long time. Not only that, it is very expensive. And the recommendation is has just made, coming to a reconciliation. I think that is better. I don't think the Senate will just leave Melaye to himself. Oh. They are likely to defend him. The court is there. In fact, it is better we judge rather than war. And I believe reconciliation is the answer. Thank you. Good morning.
All right, thank you. That's exactly where we are. The defense the Senate is putting up against in favor of one of them who is about to be recalled. INEC has issued the guideline. Natural fact, all may end this month, July. All may end in July, hopefully, if you look at the INEC's guideline. And that's what the Senate is trying to do, that at the end of it, we are the one who will take this. Good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Yes, sir.
This is Alaji Onyekachi from Abeokuta.
Thanks. God bless you.
I think this is a very germane issue we are discussing. It is more relevant to our national life and to our democracy too. I think it is good that this thing has started. I think until when we radicalize some of the provisions of the Constitution, you will not know that the people have the power to do something. It is good for me as a person, as a social scientist. I think Nigerians should expect that we should continue to practice democracy. This is one of the powers of the people. Whether Melaye is a gunner or not, I think at the end of everything, all our legislators or our powerful people will know that there are some powers that can control them. It's only God that is indispensable. I think they have started it, and I think at the end of it, some of us will learn our lessons, especially when we get ourselves in positions of authority, and that we think we can do anything. That's my simple view on it.
All right, thank you for giving us your simple view. We'll still take calls, we'll check messages as soon as they come in. Hello, your turn to speak.
Hello, sir. Good morning, sir.
Yes, sir. Morning. Morning.
Good morning, sir. Good morning, other people there, sir.
Thank you.
See, there's one thing that I don't understand. My name is Olajimi Jegwala. There's one thing I don't understand is this issue. I'm a politician. Is it the people that vote for Dele Melaye that want the recall of Dele Melaye? Or the people that did not give his vote for him, that they are members of the constituency that want this recall? Because
do you want an answer to that, or you are just expressing it as an opinion?
I know, I'm just putting it to the public now.
No, because this is that's hello, sir. I'll give you time to conclude. We are educating ourselves because this is also part of the problems we have. Because I'm not a registered member of your political party did not mean whoever has been voted. No, hold it, sir. Hold it. Hello, sir.
Okay, sir.
No, go. I'll give you your 2 minutes and then we will allow somebody else to.
Okay, sir. What I'm saying this thing is that the people, the governors, or the other people that contest with this man, they can plan this thing. Because we see what is happening in other parts of the world. We see what is happening in this country. Anybody can plan because of the way this man, the action of this man in the house. We people will love him. But secondly, if it's people that vote for him, they can identify their own election slip. Like me, I'm a politician. Anytime I'm giving my vote to any of the candidates, I'm always identifying the number of the slip. If they can prove that in the INEC, that means the people of their constituency have the right. So we don't. But if they can prove their number of the election, I don't think they have the right. That is my own thought. Thank you very much.
All right, thank you. Again, it's important that we have some things, not just one, more than one thing to take away from any of our program. I'll have to again go back to the guidelines now. What must be done for the process, the recall process to go on. But before then, let me also add that anybody who has been voted to represent a constituency is not representing only politicians, is not representing only those who voted for him, is actually representing every resident, not just indigene, every resident of that constituency. Either that person has a voter's card or not, either he voted or not, or either he voted for him or against him. He is a representative of that person. That's one big line that we have missed. That's why when politicians most times says they are calling constituency meeting, they only invite or call one, members of their political party, and then politicians. Even the students, primary school students, yes, in Yoruba we call it Omo Omo Ise. As much as that person can decipher for himself, it doesn't have to be over age or have the franchise, even as young as under 18, is part of your constituency and must be adequately briefed. We should note that. And of course, the guideline, part of it, what the last caller is saying, is you must collect the voter's name and signature. If you've been following it, you see that it's the same thing displayed on the same voter's thing that INEC provided. You write your name, your address, which will identify your ward, and then your signature. That in itself confirms that you are a member of that constituency. Like I said, you don't have to have voted for the person in question. You don't have to be a politician or a card-carrying member of any political party to do that. In as much as you have your PVC this time around, because it is this PVC that will confirm that you live there and you registered there. So your PVC number, you must have it, you put that down the name. And that is the process INEC has given out, the timetable that they will do. So INEC will now check whether those PVCs are correct, whether those addresses are correct, and whether those signatures are yours. That takes care of the fear of the last caller. So if all these have been followed, then you will have eliminated whether the person is a fake voter or not. And in as well that you can have just as easy or as simple as 50% of all those who signed or the registered voter in that area, that means it's a majority. It's a majority. You don't have again to have voted, or you don't have to be a politician. All you have to do is to have your PVC, which really is your identification that yes, you belong to that place and not imported from somewhere. I think we have some messages we can go through. Let's do that and we'll come back and see how many calls we can take before we go. About 9 minutes to the hour of 10. That means we have less than 9 minutes for this segment on the show.
Alright, starting with various social media platforms. On Facebook, Oluwaseun Ebenezer says, the problems in upper house or senate is the governors in the house. They carry the executive orientation to the floor, forgetting that they are legislators. Seun Akinde from Aitoro sent in that one on our Facebook page. Kehinde Abiola says, I don't think Senate has the right because they did not elect him as senator. INEC should be fully in charge. Professor Agbola AAA says, the statement of Ekerimadu that the recall is dead on arrival is reckless and illogical. Senators are not INEC. Dino is a gunner. Dosumo Tajudin says, recall of Dino is a political undertone. Why? Because he has face off against the governor of Kogi. The truth will reveal. Taiwo Tolulopa says, why is it that it is when he had agreement or disagreement with the power that his perceived people are asking for his recall? Dosumo again says, Kogi West were in support of Dino Melaye. Governor Bello was just deceiving himself. Taiwo Tolulopa again says, what sins has Melaye committed that Governor Yaya Bello and the presidency has not committed? His so-called enemies are not far better either. Alright? And Adumbarin says, will there be any punishment for the people clamoring for recalling him if found guilty of misrepresentation? Alright, those are the messages we've got on our Twitter handle. And this one, on our shortcode message, Saki and his quote comment laughable, disgrace to Nigerians, to the entire Senate. For the fact that Melaye is his friend means nothing in this case. Except other senators are useless like Saraki. Was it Saraki that voted in Melaye or Kogi West people? So if his people says they don't want him again and verified by INEC to be correct, who is Saraki and co? president of Senate or not, he doesn't have the constitutional power or right to stop prose. Ade from Abeokuta sent in that message, and those are the messages.
Alright, let me try and give you an answer. The man who wants to find out if there will be punishment for those who are found to have faked name signature on the voters. Yes, there is. That's what they call perjury. That's when you lie under oath. So, but whether INEC, who has the power to prosecute them for that, will do that is another question. But obviously, there's punishment if somebody or anybody is found to have lied. It is perjury because they've done that under oath. All right. Hello. Go back. Take calls. Hello. Morning.
Hello, good morning.
Yes, morning.
Good morning, Dele.
Yes, sir.
My
Yes,
name
ma'am.
is Onyekachi. I'm coming from Ghana.
Thank you, sir.
Honestly, Senate President Saraki and his so-called caucus, they've been able to expose themselves. An issue that is still coming to the upper chamber, under normal conditions, they shouldn't have made their stand known. They have defeated that purpose, and the mere fact that they've gone this far only shows how the result of this the court process will be. For that notwithstanding, I think INEC should be up.
All right. Thank you. You can.
Dele,
Yes, morning.
good morning. I'm Kaldi from Abeokuta.
All
You
right.
see, you know the real.
Hello.
I said, do you know the real funny thing about this issue?
No, I don't.
Okay, I will tell you now. Even those people in the constituency of they had 52.1 or we the masses all over Nigeria now, we are more than 90%. I'm asking you, what I have seen, legislative sensitive, is about their intrigues to impose their conditions and their will. Look at what has happened. Saying, telling us that nobody can even recall anybody. You see, Melaye, let me tell you, is a gunner, just like Club has said. Melaye will never sit in that Senate any longer. Go and write it down. They will no problem in this country. INEC is doing the enough qualified to do the needs and wants of the country of the people. We don't go any longer. You see, in when
all right, Kade, we have to stop. That line is breaking.
And I want them to go to DSS or whatever to be able to know whether they have committed one crime or the other before. Nobody above 10 years haven't served will come back again. Thank you.
All right. The real position, the fact is that Dino remains a senator until INEC declared otherwise. All right. Do we have messages? Let's add to it. I will go for the break to come back after the 10 o'clock news.
Hey, quickly taking this from our shortcut box. The stage the recall process has reached can no longer be truncated or breached. It is glaringly clear that Dino is going. It is an eye-opener that power really belongs to the people and is good for our democracy. Fedilis Ugudu sent in this message. Good morning, Dele. Let us not undermine the statement credited to Kerimadu concerning Dino's recall. All Nigerians who wish the Constitution be always respected should rise up and voice out in one voice against their antics. This crop of senators believe they have the power to maneuver the constitutional provisions. Bambo from Abeokuta also sent in that one. Those are the messages for now.
And that's where we will take the break. We'll be back.